Alright, so in this run I decided to play Ardabil. If you guys didn't know, Ardabil historically conquered Persia. After Karkunlu and Akkoyunlu went over into Persia, Ardabil went and conquered Persia. Anyway, I first decided to try and consolidate some of the Caucasus, specifically Azerbaijan, since I thought it was a little bit too small to directly go after Azerbaijan without probably having some severe financial difficulties. Regardless, with this video I did have some troubles, not gameplay wise. I didn't really have any issues there. But my battery was not cooperating that well because my charger was just not working that well. I mean, it usually works fine, but it just didn't this time. Which is fine, I suppose. I still achieved what I wanted to before the video ends. Which is conquering Persia and doing some other stuff too. But initially, I decided to make this long string line. So I try and cut off Karkunlu from going east, maybe. But it does work. They don't actually go east because I thought Karkunlu was going to be a bigger threat than they actually were during this run. But they just weren't, which is pretty convenient for me. Also, side note, the Timurids did help me a lot financially, that's pretty cool. I didn't actually expect that. I expected to go to war with them, but I didn't actually have to. Well, against a player, so that was pretty nice for me. Anyway, Ardabil does have some pretty good claims, so the Mamluks, the Ottomans, and me went after Karkunlu. I had available political power to go ahead and try and conquer some of the land. Because, again, I do have a lot of claims as Ardabil. And I was able to not have to use much political power, so it worked out well for me, and I took some of Iraq. Notably Baghdad and Wasit. I think that's what the province is called between Kuwait and... No, not Kuwait, Basra and Baghdad. Anyway, I get some rebels, which is pretty common for your average Persia run. And I do have a big stack over in Samarkand, so I do make sure to core that, I think. Regardless, the horde is coming south, and I did have some diplomacy going on to try and carve up Central Asia, which we do. I am able to secure Transoxiana, and the horde secures whatever he wants. He was just invading the guy, by the way. Currently my economy is not doing that well, because I did have to mark up because of those rebels in Samarkand. But I core some more land, and I'm planning to go over into Afghanistan now. Anyway, I go after Afghanistan here. Or, well, it's called a Bukhara in game, but that's just Afghanistan. And I go south into Balochistan as well. They fall pretty easily, and I only have Central Persia and some other areas to mop up in Iran. At this point the game was going pretty well, but there is the obvious issue of the rebels, and also the server is dying, which is a bit unfortunate, but considering my battery died, that's not actually that big of an issue. Because, I mean, if the server is empty, probably wouldn't want to see me just conquering just AIs and stuff. At least for that long. Anyway, here I go after a jam, and it also goes pretty quickly, as the other conquests did in this run. I do have a big war with the Ottomans coming up, which I did plan to do before any potential ideas of arbor quests may have came up. But regardless, I core some land. The unrest is pretty high, so I'm sort of just not expanding that heavily as of right now. But anyway, I did core a bit, so that shouldn't be that big of an issue right now. Although Central Asia is still quite volatile, and it is subject to revolting sometimes. Anyway, here I'm going after go in a horde over like a rival war, considering I'm trying to get political power. And it goes pretty well. The horde doesn't really have any forts other than like one of them. And I didn't actually like annex it or anything. I just took the horde's money, took some political power, and invaded Turkey. I did plan on trying to go after Mamluks, but again, my battery died, so there's that. Some people joined, so that's cool, I guess. But, the war's doing pretty well here, but I get some rebels, so I have to cut this advance quite short. And the Ottomans do a little counterattack, so it's going mediocre. The Ottomans basically push me back to pre-war boundaries, and I have to deal with rebels, so it puts a little bit of a hamper on the plans, but I'm able to finish the war before my battery dies. Anyway, I'm able to push the Ottomans back. They have a little ally with Georgia. Georgia has the Arbaquesters tech roughly by now, I think. But I'm able to go on the offensive again. And I do. The war goal was in Karaman. And I proceed to take it, that little fort over there. And I'm able to siege a lot of land, including Constantinople. Or Istanbul. I take some land for the Ottomans, and that's about it for the run. Hope you guys liked the video. See ya.